All right, let's get into it. It's the debate that never ends, the one that starts arguments in every pub, every living room, everywhere. Who is the greatest soccer player of all time? Pelé, Maradona, Messi, Ronaldo? Well, today we're going to try and break it down.
But hold on. Before we even start throwing names around, we have to ask ourselves a bigger question. What are we actually measuring here? Is it all about the shiny trophies in the cabinet? Or is it something else? Something you can't count? You know, that pure magic that makes you jump out of your seat?
So just to be clear, this is not going to be another top 10 list. No way. Instead, we're going to look at the very idea of greatness. We're going to explore the different types, the different kinds of genius that have lit up the beautiful game.
So let's start with our first group, the game changers. Now, these guys weren't just amazing players. They were thinkers, they were visionaries. They literally changed the way soccer was played. See, these players saw the field like a giant chessboard. Their impact went way beyond just what they did with the ball. They gave the game a whole new philosophy, a new way of thinking about space and movement, and what a team could be. And that starts with this absolutely revolutionary idea, total football. Just try to picture it. A system so fluid, so interchangeable, that your defender might pop up to score a goal, and your star forward is tracking back to make a tackle. Positions? They basically didn't exist. It was a symphony of constant motion. And the man conducting that symphony? Johan Cruyff. Watching him was something else. He seemed to just float above the chaos, turning the whole thing into an exercise in geometry. His brain was his most dangerous weapon, and his philosophy still inspires coaches to this day. At the very same time, over in Germany, another genius was rewriting the rulebook, but from the complete opposite end of the field. Franz Beckenbauer. They called him the Kaiser, the Emperor, and he didn't just play a position, he invented a new one. Here's how he did it. He started as a defender, a sweeper, but instead of just kicking the ball away, he would elegantly glide out from the back, ball at his feet, and start the attack himself. He led with this incredible, calm authority and single-handedly turned the role of a defender from just a destroyer into a creator. Okay, let's switch gears. From the chess masters, we move to the poets. Our next group, the artists. For these players, the ball wasn't just equipment, it was a dance partner. They were pure poetry in motion. I mean, listen to this quote. It just says it all about a player like Zinedine Zidane. Zidane moved as if he were sculpting the air. It captures that feeling. It wasn't just what he did, it was the breathtaking elegance of how he did it. I mean, from the streets of Marseille all the way to scoring one of the most beautiful goals in Champions League history, Zidane just commanded the field with this mix of calm and deadly beauty. Every spin, every touch was like a brushstroke in a masterpiece. And then you have Lionel Messi. With Messi, it seriously looks like the ball is glued to his boot. You know, he was this tiny kid with massive dreams, but on the field, he could bend reality to his will. He didn't just play, he wrote poetry on the grass. But if Messi's art is quiet poetry, then Diego Maradona's was a blazing, passionate, full-blown opera. This guy played with fire stitched into his boots. He was a raw, untamable force of genius who could dribble through an entire team, carry a nation on his back, and become a literal god in the city of Naples. So, from the sublime artists, we move to pure, overwhelming power. Our third type, the forces of nature. These are the players who felt less like people and more like an event. They were just unstoppable, relentless goal-scoring machines. And here we've got two incredible, but very different types of force. On one side, Cristiano Ronaldo. He's like a superhero, a monument to hard work and perfection, a machine designed for one thing, scoring goals and shattering records. And on the other, Ronaldo Nazario, o fenomeno. He was pure, explosive talent, just a terrifying mix of speed and power, like a bull dipped in silk. Before his injuries, he was simply unplayable. But when you talk about goal machines, there is one number that just boggles the mind. Over 1,000 goals. Think about that. That number belongs to just one person. And that person is, of course, Pelé. But look, the number itself is only half the story. The result of all those goals is what truly matters, 3 World Cups for Brazil. They used to say that Brazil's joy lived in Pelé's feet, and boy did he deliver that joy to the world, time and again. All right, our final group. These are the players who were everything, everywhere, all at once, the ultimate team players. They weren't just a cog in the machine. They were the machine. The engine, the brain, and the beating heart all rolled into one.
Think about Alfredo Di Stefano. He was the engine for that legendary Real Madrid team. Honestly, he was the prototype for the modern player. The guy would be defending in his own box 1 second, then carrying the ball the entire length of the field to score in the next. And then you have Michel Platini, a true conductor for France. He controlled the entire pace of the game with his vision, and it felt like every single pass he made was part of some grand, brilliant plan.
So, after looking at all these different flavors of genius, the thinkers, the artists, the forces of nature, the complete players, we're back where we started. How on earth do you choose just one?
And this, right here, is the heart of it all. How do you compare the revolutionary mind of a Cruyff to the pure artistry of a Messi? Or the raw power of a Pelé to the total game control of a Di Stefano? They're all completely different, and they all have a totally valid claim to being the best ever.
And maybe that's the real answer. Maybe greatness isn't this one single lonely mountain peak that only one player can stand on top of. Maybe it's more like an entire mountain range with all these different magnificent peaks, each one beautiful in its own unique way.
So maybe the goal isn't to crown one single GOAT. Maybe the better question to ask is, which kind of genius inspires you the most? Is it the thinker, the artist, the powerhouse, or the ultimate teammate? Because in the end, that conversation, that endless debate, that's what keeps the magic of this game alive.